There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone.
Welcome to the Mudhorn Clan Cast on the Fangirl Zone. I'm Steve.
And I'm Beskar Dave.
And I'm Shawn Fangirl S. And today we're talking about episode 5 of season 1. I'm going to say that with a question mark. Of Andor, titled The Act Forget. Written by Tony Gilroy and Dan Gilroy and directed by Susanna White.
All right, Dave, what do you think of this episode?
I liked it. I was hoping we'd actually get to see some of the mission, but nope, been teasing that out.
Yeah.
And I know we're not rating it, but if we did, I would give it 3 out of 5 Lord of the Rings fellowship scenes. I liked it when they were crossing the mountainside there. They looked and, oh, look, it's the Lord of the Rings. I wonder if that was intentional.
Just need some dramatic music to go with it.
Right.
Well, that would...
I liked it. And yeah, I'm right there with Dave that I was so into it that I'm like, oh, okay, we're actually going to get to some of the mission. And it's like, okay, what's happening? What's the monkey wrench that's going to be thrown in? Because you know there's always going to be something.
Yeah, it's called the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And then it ended. I'm like, no, damn it. So, yeah, I get really invested because I get sucked into the story. And I know a lot of people are probably out there going, oh, well, it's so slow, blah, blah. Yeah, you know what? Just enjoy the story.
Right.
Gosh, everybody, now.
I enjoyed it as well. It was nice to see Mothma's daughter be just as pain in the ass as her husband.
I think I know why she turned to the rebellion.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see where that ends up after the end of season 1 and into season 2.
Are we getting a season 2?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why I was saying that with a question mark. I didn't know if they had announced that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
4 episodes total.
Oh, okay. Just to push the story along a little bit more. And I'm guessing it's going to really work in with something else now. Another show, perhaps. There's so many of them.
Right. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it'll work into the next one. I mean, we still have Ahsoka coming and Knights of the Republic. Maybe.
Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's going to kind of touch everywhere. They have so many books out there. They can do like a million shows anyway.
Wasn't the Bad Batch supposed to come back this fall?
Yes.
Yeah, but they pushed it to, I think it was January.
That's a break for us.
Right.
Anyway, I've got a one-liner for you. It's called
Mandalorian, so.
Yeah, true. Episode recap. Cassian must carefully navigate the distrust inherent in being the new member of a secret operation.
Oh, wait, people don't trust you and it's secret? Well, after getting a less than warm welcome from Vel's group of rebels last episode, Andor woke up to find Skeen rifling through his belongings, though the Kuiper crystal remained safely stuffed in Cass's pocket. Ooh, I would have been super ticked off too, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So Skeen has all kinds of questions, including, where are you from, Clem? And where did you get this corporate issue blaster? Oh, you know what? Don't ask, don't tell at that point.
Hasn't he ever picked up something from the battlefield? I mean, it's not like he can go down to the store, too.
Right? Andor, meanwhile, blocked shirtless Skeen's tattoos, which said or indicated crate head and by the hand, after which they bonded half a smidgen over the respective times spent caged in youth centers. Clem then got a better lay of the land with regards to who's who and who believes what within Vel's team. Nemec, for example, is a chock-a-block with ideas about the importance of rebellion and probably has an in-progress manifesto he will happily share with you. Cinta was hailed by Skeen as the toughest among them, and she already shares a blanket with someone on the team, lest Clem gets any ideas. Like, okay, I don't think Clem was going that route, but okay.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he tried it once. We haven't seen any indication that Cinta's going to Hulk out either, to borrow a phrase.
Right.
This should be interesting how it plays out because I'm so stressed for the next episode. But anyway, Lieutenant Gorn, Cass eventually learns, lost a promotion with the Empire because he had fallen in love with a local girl. And then he lost the girl too, after which his taste for the Empire soured, triggering his turncoat actions. Now, it was interesting that they didn't say what happened, like if she was killed, if she just left because of everything, or, what the situation was with that.
She was probably forced into, like an uproot.
Oh, because, they moved a lot of people and then kind of used them as labor. Clem also proved his genuine value to the op after realizing that Vel and Terriman have no idea how to get the box freighter out of the garrison, attached to an overhead rail as it is. He will figure it out. He says he provided that he gets to pilot the getaway vehicle, and they sheepishly agree. It's like, we would have figured it out. Would you?
Right.
Would you have in time?
That was your plan. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Wow. So after Terriman led through repeated rehearsals of their march toward the garrison as uniformed soldiers, Vel and Cinta's roles on this mission are conspicuously under wraps, and after dodging at least one pesky TIE fighter flyby, that guy was a real dick.
Oh my gosh. I wanted
he sees them
him
and he
to
says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buzz them.
Oh, yes. I was hoping he was going to end up out of the TIE fighter back at the base and be like, oh, you should have seen what I just did, and then get in trouble or something. Ugh, jerk.
Actually, it was pretty cool to see him duck behind the mountain, then come flying out of the top. I think it was Cinta that said, oh, he's not gone.
Yeah.
He's coming. Yeah. Anyway, they donned their Aldani farmer garb and began their trek towards the garrison. Gandalf in the lead. Things took a turn during a pit stop, though, when Skeen pressed a knife to Clem's throat and snatched a 30,000 credit Kyber crystal. I thought it was 50,000. Well, at least that's
what it was
what
25.
Luthen thought, right? Who brings a treasure to a robbery, he demanded to know. Clem admitted that he's being paid for his services and that he is only in this for the money. Val in turn revealed that recruiting Clem was in fact not her idea, but she won't say who it was. Better keep your mouth shut on that one, because now there's even more suspicion towards you, Val. Cassian smartly tempered the mood by suggesting that everyone is simply nervous, as is often the case the day before. And that is by griping about his origin, they are actually looking for a parachute away from his audacious enterprise. Words that seem to ring true among the groups. Well, I guess he's pretty good as a pseudo-psychologist. Well, he's been in it before, I suppose. That evening, after the team signaled to Gorn at the garrison that they were in place for the next day's raid, Vel brought Skeen over to Clem so that he could share his personal investment in this fight. We and Cass learned that Skeen's brother-in-law had his pepper tree farm seized and destroyed by the Empire, which left a bereft man and it took his life, which was sad. Relaying the sad tale is not much an apology for his actions, Skeen admitted, but Clem asserted is good enough for one. Meanwhile, at the garrison, Lieutenant Gorn all but pulls a Jedi mind trick by reluctantly agreeing to the bare-bones stationing of men inside the facility the next evening so they can enjoy the light show in the sky. That is pretty clever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah, oh, okay, you can go out.
Elsewhere in episode 5, as Vel and her team are making camp nearby the garrison, we see that Luthen is glued to a radio, listening for any chatter updates. His assistant, and maybe more, urged him to soothe his nerves, saying they're either going to be okay or they're not.
How is that supposed to soothe their nerves?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're good or not, whatever.
Luthen then disclosed his concern that not only Vel might tie back to him if captured, but also the thief Andor. One might surmise after this episode that Mon Mothma joined the rebellion just to get away from her crappy family. Oh,
yep.
Yeah. For on top of husband Perrin's barely passive-aggressive ways, their daughter Lita is a bit of a brat and totally decided to let mom take her to school, as some performative act the teen argued. Later, Perrin asks his wife about the new foundation he learned through a mutual that she is creating. She sniffed back that she didn't think he'd be interested since it's charitable.
That was rough. It's like, damn, shots fired.
As if getting dressed down and decommissioned by the ISB wasn't enough, Cyril Karn spent this episode getting taken on an epic guilt trip by his disappointed mother, Edie, who is resolved to, at long last, call in a favor from Uncle Harlow. Though officially not investigating the stolen Star Path unit that turned up on Ferric, the ISB's Deidre puts in lots of hours combing through files tallying other suspicious thefts on Kessel, Jakku, and elsewhere. Her dutiful attendant Hurt agrees. Though scattered about and seemingly unrelated, the incidents are too random to in fact be random, and instead are probably part of a larger, increasingly organized rebellion effort.
Deductive reasoning.
I thought that was pretty good, like following that train of thought. It's like, yeah, you know what? That's good. But at this point, how organized are they?
Yeah. What's their next target?
Yeah. And then Cyril just didn't look too happy eating Smurfberry cereal is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's been noted that seeing all 4 storylines in this episode, something is going to have to go off with each of them to change whatever's going on. We don't see Cyril for nothing. He's obsessing.
And your pod dogs agree.
Our pod dogs, yeah. I think my wife might be coming home, so I can look at him now on the security camera and barking at the cellar door. Hurry up, Nancy. Yeah, but anyway, of those 4 people, something's going to give in every one of those storylines.
Right.
So will it come to a head next week? Actually, I kind of hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like Chekhov's gun. Once it's introduced, it's bound to go off.
Yeah. And it probably will go off with a really big bang.
A really big bang. You know, I had been wondering about Mon Mothma, too. This is the first we get to know about a husband and a daughter.
Right.
And we never saw any indication of that in the future. You know, in the future properties we've all witnessed. So what happened to them? Is it something really bad?
Well, I'm guessing that they chose their side.
Yep.
And it may not be what we wanted.
Nope.
Or, you know what happens when you're related to a superhero? You get involved, as we learned from Stargirl, the family gets involved, they get hurt.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
So, with that, let's get on to some Easter eggs. Episode 5 features the return of the Star Wars Blue Milk. Yay. Episode 5 begins with the oldest Star Wars callback of blue milk on cereal. I call them Empire Flakes or Empire Balls. Blue milk appeared in the first Star Wars movie. According to Mark Hamill, it tasted pretty disgusting. Oily, warm, and slightly sweet. It literally made me gag, he recalled in one tweet, but I was determined to drink it on camera. It was an acting challenge to appear as though I enjoyed it. I didn't even know that.
Yep.
That's a good one. In universe, blue milk is produced by female banthas and is used to make butters, biscuit, cheese, and even yogurts. And it all sounds disgusting now.
Yes.
Visitors to the Galaxy's Edge theme park can buy drinks of blue milk, and according to Hamill, the modern version tastes a lot better than the original. Thank goodness.
I will still not be trying that when we're down at Disney. Just throwing that out there.
Episode 5 reveals the traumas that motivate rebels, beginning with a conversation between Skeen and Andor about Skeen's tattoos. One of them calls back to the Crate Head, possibly a gang of some kind. The Crate Dragon is a monstrous creature from Tatooine, and The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1 saw Din Djarin go head-to-head with a mature Crate, the uncrated. The version of the Crate Dragon is the best compared to a shark that moves through the sands of Tatooine hunting prey and is truly a fearsome beast. Episode 5 also introduces a new type of milk. There's no blue milk for the Rebel cell. They have to do it with Dre milk, which appears to be the Star Wars equivalent of yak milk. That doesn't sound very appetizing either. The Dre are often multi-horned goat-like creatures seen in Aldhani in the last episode. It's amusing to note that the milk has an ordinary color, but the natives of the Star Wars galaxy clearly dislike it as much as Mark Hamill disliked the blue milk.
I thought it was kind of orangish. Maybe my color was off on the TV.
Like buttermilk. It looked like buttermilk to me, especially when you tossed it, you know. Anyway, hyperspace is key to Star Wars, and an astronavigation unit in Andor Episode 5 is vitally important. Hyperspace is another plane of existence lying on top of normal space, where it is possible to travel faster than light. Journeys through hyperspace require precise calculations. However, because the ship knocked out of hyperspace is another plane of existence lying on top of normal space, where it is possible to travel faster than light. Journeys through hyperspace require precise calculations. However, because a ship will be knocked out of hyperspace if it passes over a gravity well or mass shadow of any stellar object. That sounds pretty ominous. The Rebel Alliance will only succeed in its battle against the Empire when it gains access to astronavigation units that are not built in Empire factories, for they contain many failsafes and even potential tracking systems. I hadn't thought of that.
This is the first time viewers have seen Mon Mothma's daughter Lita, but she's actually lifted from the old Star Wars expanded universe. Even there, she was a minor character who was mentioned in source book and only ever seen in one short story. Episode 5 finally introduces her on the small screen, and it looks as though the Disney interpretation of Lita Mothma is very different to the now non-canon EU version. She's hostile and rebellious, clearly irritated at her mother's political career, and it increasingly feels as though the rebellion will cost Ma and her family.
Maybe they need to go back to whatever planet they're from.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like, maybe she won't be so angry all the time.
Yeah.
Kid being a kid.
Yep.
What are you going to do? All right. The Rebel Alliance is closer to exposure than its leaders realize because some ISB agents are beginning to notice hints of a general rebellion. There are references to subtle acts of rebellion on several key planets from Star Wars lore. Hosnian Prime, I think is the right way to say that one, was introduced in the sequel trilogy, eventually replacing Coruscant as the galactic capital. Like Coruscant, it's a city planet. Unfortunately, it would ultimately be destroyed in Star Wars The Force Awakens when the First Order targeted it with Starkiller Base. I can't say that fast, obviously. Andor is a major Imperial shipyard, and it makes sense for the rebels to steal technology from this planet. There's surprising nod to Jakku, the junkyard planet from Star Wars The Force Awakens. This is particularly odd, given Jakku was of no galactic significance at this point in the timeline. It was so remote that Palpatine was able to secretly build one of his observatories there with which to chart the unknown regions, and apparently good enough to hide somebody there too. Just saying. The Galactic Civil War ended at the Battle of Jakku, so the planet will become a lot more important going forward. They even mentioned Kessel.
Right.
I had to think about that. And it's like, okay, they're starting to throw these little things in here and there again to start pulling threads, and I thought that was interesting. Last Easter egg in episode 5 is an amusing one. Seen in the background of Luthen's storeroom. It's easy to miss, but next to the Jedi and Sith holocron are 2 of the Sankara stones from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Okay, so I did totally miss that. Presumably, somebody involved with Andor must love Indiana Jones, given the previous episode revealed his bullwhip frozen in carbonite. Obviously, somebody is like, hey, check this out.
Right.
Let's see what I can sneak in there. Okay, that's all I have on my sheet, to be honest. Yep. So we're wrapping.
Yeah, well, okay. We're going to do ratings.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think as far as ratings are concerned? Since we're going to do ratings, Shawn, do you have a rating at all?
Let me see. Because I got so involved, I would have to say I give this one 4 out of 5 left-handed shooters. I am not left-handed, just so you know, but yep.
I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 bratty teenagers.
Oh, so you're giving it like 110.
Yes.
Got it.
And as I already spoiled before, because I just can't keep my mouth shut, I gave it 3 out of 5 Lord of the Ring fellowship scenes.
Oh, we need to add some of that music in.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on each and every episode this season. Our deadline for feedback is 6 p.m. Eastern every Friday during the season. You can send your feedback via email or audio to contact us at fangirlzone.com.
Please review and rate us on iTunes. Good ratings and reviews help other fans of the show find us, as there are a lot of Star Wars podcasts out there. Tell your friends, and I hope we like our podcast. And don't forget to check out the other great Fangirl Zone podcasts.
You can check us out at www.fangirlzone.com. You can check out the contacts page with all of the ways to get a hold of us. You can check out the podcast page for all of our podcasts, because I'm sure there's something else out there that you would enjoy, not just Star Wars. So go check it out. You know, maybe Captain's Chair or Chucky, or, you know, there's a bunch. Just check us out. And for this episode of the Mudhorn Clan Cast,
I'm Steve. Of course I'm afraid, but there's a difference between fear and losing your nerve.
I'm Shawn Fangirl S, and if you rip this necklace off of my neck, I'm going to fight you.
I just want everyone to remember the surprise from above is never as shocking as the one from below. And believe me, I'm working on a bathroom joke about that.